We are very honored to host you all at the International Conference on the South-South Knowledge Sharing on the Women's Resilience in the Lake Chad region. Today, we have participants across 10 countries: Cameroon, Nigeria, Senegal, Mali, Niger, Chad, Burkina Faso, Mauritania, South Africa, and Japan. There is significant diversity among us all attending a conference today. It's a signal how we are responding to the multi-sectoral aspect of the women's resilience. We have a representative who are working on various issues such as livelihood, gender-based violence, protection, nutrition, cash intervention, and food security, advocacy, and awareness. We also have a representative from the legal affairs as well as a police force. All of them are very critical to build the resilience of the women.
UN Women is committed to strengthen the resilience of women and girls in the region through many projects. Let me highlight 2 projects here. The first project is on strengthening resilience of women and girls affected by conflict, violent extremism, and climate change in the Lake Chad Basin Region, and it is financed by Japan, which is the framework for today's meeting. The second project is on strengthening capacities for disaster risk reduction and adaptation to resilience in the Sahel region, and it is financed by Sweden.
The Nigerian government has, through various agencies and its institutions, initiated resilience building programs, humanitarian response programs to encourage regional collaboration. Recently, the Office of the National Security Advisor, in collaboration with IOM, the International Organization for Immigration, supported by the German government, held the 4th regional meeting on coordination and creation of institutional support here in Abuja to exchange views and ideas on the lessons learned and how to promote peace building in the country. And Cameroon, Niger, and Chad were in attendance.
Je prends la parole pour le compte du ministère de la Promotion de la Femme et de la Famille pour parler des défis et opportunités qu'on peut avoir par rapport à la résilience genre sensible. Alors, nous avons identifié comme défi, en tout cas, les challenges qu'il faut faire, faciliter les opportunités et développer les capacités des femmes et des organisations de femmes à diriger et à participer aux activités humanitaires et puis aux activités de relèvement.
Women organizations have been able to break the silence on GBV. In addition, they have been able to bring in other stakeholders in their community into the struggle to end gender inequalities and GBV. For example, engaging men and boys, traditional religious leaders, and politicians in their communities.
One Work, which is the women-led organization Borno State, was established in 2019 in the midst of the crisis, and at the same time, it faced a lot of resistance because of the patriarchal society that we are in, and because of the cultural and social norms, and also it has a part of religious inclination. So the struggle was so tense to an extent that UN Women, and even we, the women-led, we are threatened several times, but we could not relent. We pushed, and we were able to push through, which is one of our resilience services.
The network has done some activities, advocacy visits and familiarization visits to some critical stakeholders in the states. We also have empowerment programs for business enterprises, empowering women on enterprises such as assets, loan, microcredits, skill training in household products production, commercial agricultural-based practices for production of agricultural products that they use for commercial purposes, not actually for consumption. Currently, we have about 378 beneficiaries of cash loans and 103 commercial agri practices ongoing presently. Also, the women-led organizations in the state have created a village savings and loans association in partnership with VSF, that is Victim Support Fund in Yola.
Some of the major challenges we face as organizations, as well as the network of women-led organization, is still around lack of understanding of women's role and the kind of potentials women possess in making positive change. So even within the development cycle, we have this resistance because the larger networks sometimes feel the women-led network are trying to compete instead of seeing it in the positive manner where women can also be given opportunity to share their experience and potential to contribute positively in development and humanitarian context.
We have a number of challenges while executing our activities in the field. And one of the first challenges is about insecurity, which affects the work that we do. It gives us ghost towns, lockdowns, and it's difficult for us to carry our activities in the communities. We also have the problem of funding opportunities to be able to easily carry out activities. There are more challenges in the field, but we don't have such opportunities that we can reach out to the victims of gender-based violence. Then we have lack of interagency coordination, collaboration amongst civil society organizations and women-led organizations. It's a problem, it's a challenge to work together as a team. There are some organizations who are collaborative, others are not. And so we find it a bit difficult to carry out activities. We have inaccessibility to hard-to-reach areas to be able to reach out to the most vulnerable people in the society. And this is also as a result of insecurity and threats from the non-state armed groups.
Ok, bonjour. Je vais ajouter quelques éléments par rapport à ce que mes collègues ont dit. Mais en grande partie, ils ont dit en fait ce que la majorité d'entre nous rencontrons sur le terrain, particulièrement lié aux problèmes d'insécurité et d'accessibilité, parce que la majorité des endroits où nous travaillons sont des zones en crise et l'accès n'est pas toujours facile. L'accès n'est pas facile et quand l'accès n'est pas facile, lorsque nous devons recruter des personnes, le travail qu'ils ont à faire n'est pas forcément proportionnel à la rémunération qu'ils ont. Donc, ce n'est pas toujours évident de trouver des personnes qui sont aptes et disponibles pour travailler dans ces zones-là. Donc, nous avons besoin de trouver des personnes qui sont parfois engagées pour pouvoir travailler dans ces zones de conflit.
My recommendation to this program is to scale up the projects intervention to across other states in the Lake Chad Basin, like Adamawa, Borno, as well as building on lesson and success of this project to other conflict-affected areas in Nigeria, more especially the northwest, where the zone is also facing humanitarian crisis.
First, very much recommendation is inclusion of persons living with disabilities in the fight against gender-based violence. We noticed that most of the women and persons living with disabilities are not intentionally targeted in the interventions of gender-based violence. The next thing is educating community members on advantages of a GBV-free community. We equally have to continually engage men and boys in the interventions on gender-based violence. Another one is addressing the needs of child survivors, as attention is always mostly given to survivors and children are left out. Another recommendation is engaging religious and traditional authorities in the fight against gender-based violence.
Japan has been supporting the Northeast through international organizations, such as this event. I am pleased that our support for UN Women had led to today's meeting. Today's challenge has reminded us that you are working under very difficult conditions, including security issues. It is very difficult to work in such conditions, especially when you feel that you are in danger. I have never been to the area around Lake Chad Basin, but I understand the importance of international organizations working in partnership with NGOs and governments in difficult areas. It is very important for the relevant agencies to work together in order to deliver aid, especially to areas that are difficult to access. I am impressed the effort of UN Women in formulating and implementing projects aimed at promoting resilience of women and girls through gender responsive humanitarian action, disaster risk reduction, and economic empowerment, as well as addressing gender-based violence.
For the past 2 years, we have heard a wide range of insights, perspectives, suggestions, and recommendations, which have strengthened our commitment to gender responsive resilience. This event was an important forum for gathering, for exchanging, and consolidating experiences and lessons from across the countries in the Lake Chad Basin region and beyond. We've had over 40 participants from a range of countries, governments, and women's organizations. This is one of the elements of our program on South-South learning. The event was an important opportunity for us to revisit the concept of gender responsive resilience. What does it mean? And share significant results from the Lake Chad Basin project in each country. We hope we were able to answer the questions of what resilience is, what skills, capacities, and resources, including South-South sharing, we need, and how to continue to increase advocacy to support the communities who need gender responsive resilience.